Okay.
No.
Welcome, everybody.
And then you get the good share.
We're still getting everybody set up here real quick, but we've got players sitting down and ready for some legacy action.
Oh man. This chair is low.
You can raise it up on the right.
Okay, that was good.
There you go.
So we got Nick Fit versus Elves. Huh. Who do you got? Nick Fit versus Elves.
Nick Fit versus Elves? I'd say Elves.
Yeah, I do too. Because Nick Fit's too slow, right?
I think it's just a hint too slow. It depends on if they get a lot of disruption, like if they get Cabal Therapy heavy hand, but hard to say. Get that up.
I don't get this.
Get
We won't leave you waiting.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's a pun.
I mean, because it's like...
It's fall, man. It's November.
I need to shave.
It's a little early for turkey jokes, but, you know, we'll get there. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Let's get some people up here.
So it's Ryan's on the left on Elves, and then you've got Dylan on Nick Fit. Oh yeah, I always forget Dylan's supposed to name weird.
Dylan.
Maybe his name is pronounced Delon. It's like Salon, but Delon. Yeah, I think he's running the Nick Fit. I didn't ask him. He was building his deck in front of me. I think he's running the traditional Nick Fit, like Rector stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think so. I don't think he's running like the Tim Nick Fit, right?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Not like
Bug
the bug
Fit.
control.
Yeah. I think he's playing. Yeah, because he's got Savannas and Bayous, so he's got the more absent one. Let's see here. Alrighty. So you fed Stride out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on just Bug Nick Fit. Bug Fit. It's called Bug. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Okay, there we go.
Alright.
So Ryan with the early Dryad Arbor. I don't know if he's on pure green or if he's on black splash.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
I've seen some with a white splash as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Like recently?
Within the past month.
What's the splash white for? Oh, the new elf, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Huh. That's interesting. I feel like she's kind of like a little bit unnecessary. But I guess I could see it being good. No. We switched. Bug Fit's on the other camera. This is just normal Nick Fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of confusing because there's this Fit and there's the other Bug Fit deck. The other Bug Fit deck, or the other Bug deck, is more of the Cabal Therapy, Veteran Explorer, like Jace Planeswalker, Leovold stuff with Green Sun.
It's kind of go big with creatures thing. And
this is whatever this is. This is that weird stuff with like the weird tokens and things.
Sure.
What do you call it here? What's your blind? My blind name. He's got a Heritage Druid on the board. I'm gonna go with Wirewood Symbiote, or do I go with Glimpse? I'm gonna go with the Wirewood Symbiote.
I'd go with Glimpse. I think. So we'll see what happens.
Bryce did come up with the title of the stream. Yeah, he did. What do we got? Let's see if we would have hit. Oh, I would have hit. That's a Wirewood Symbiote right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't see any glimpses there. I think you got it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he hit, so maybe he did name
Glimpse. But then he's gonna get a hit now.
Yeah.
But, so there's Wirewood Symbiote.
Symbiote. Yeah.
I think Glimpse is a good call though. I think that's fine. I think those are like the two you want to name.
Sure. Yeah. It's not enough to name natural order here.
No,
like, you can't.
You can name natural order on the second one. If you look at their hand, you're like, oh crap, his only out's natural order. But like, I'm a big fan of. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's. I mean, the good thing about this deck is it can afford to miss with Cabal Therapy once.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Bato Side, Captain QC, Paco, Jay Winner.
Dude, Captain QC, guess what I picked up today? I got some Savannahs, and I got some Noble Hierarchs from Australia. That means they're one step closer.
It's going to happen.
No, I'm going to play a deck. You're going to see me play a deck probably December. I'm going to be out for a while in November, so.
Ski season's coming for me, so my ability to play and do things Magic related is going to go way down. But
yeah. Let's see here. So he's got, okay, the thing is, Ryan doesn't have that great of a start. He just got the Dryad Arbors. And in his hand, he didn't really have anything else.
Really slow, yeah.
Yeah. He needs some sort of engine. Like an Elvish Visionary would be really good.
Second,
is that it?
Heritage Druid.
Tundra's a great card. I played Tundra, and the first deck I ever played Tundra in was Blue White Tempo with Weathered Wayfarer. So I feel like my Miracle Sins are just a little bit of my Magic career. I'm assuming they've wrapped up by now, right?
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Ooh, Pernicious Deed.
That's a good one.
Deed for 1.
Yeah, that's extremely
Ouch.
good. And then he gets the Veteran Explorer trigger too.
For sure.
Yeah, Legacy tomorrow will be really interesting. I think this will be the tournament that kind of gives maybe a little bit direction to the meta that we've been missing. I think right now we've been relying on MTGO, so it'll be interesting to see what shows up. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see what happens.
I guess the big question is, are we going to see a big surprise tomorrow? I don't really.
We've seen Combo be a little bit underrepresented, I feel.
Well,
like,
keep in mind, a lot of the pros aren't there.
Yeah.
Most of the pros are not there. Randy Bueller even said the only pro he saw in the room was Matt Sperling, and he doesn't even play on the Pro Tour anymore. So you're going to see a lot of people with their so-called pet decks or their favorite decks.
Sure.
So I actually kind of think you're going to see like specialists do well tomorrow. So people who are play that deck for a while.
Yeah, makes sense.
My prediction is Dredge won't make a showing in top 8. That's my prediction.
I think people will be pretty prepared.
I think they're going to be over prepared for it because of the MTGO stuff. Is that Concordant Crossroads?
I think it's a bird.
Or is it a Llanowar Elves? The old Llanowar Elves with the guy with the red hair and white borders.
Hard to tell with the glare.
Yeah.
I was trying to look at what this card is here.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think we're going to see something like ridiculous, but I think we'll see. It is a Crossroads. I forget what that card does.
That does look like.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is. It absolutely is.
You're right.
All creatures have haste.
There you go.
That's an old Elves card.
Yeah.
Siege Rhino. Okay, so he's got a Throne and a Siege Rhino.
Okay.
So this is like the Rock. This is like Rock fit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This has got like your old Rock cards with Veteran Explorers and Cabal Therapy.
Here we go.
I actually kind of like that. Siege Rhino's pretty good against
Elves. In for 8.
He's got Trample, right?
Yeah, Trample.
Thrun not very good because he's just going to get blocked forever, but
it's still a 4/4. Can't be, not that Elves is going to target much, but
yeah,
it probably just gets jumped to oblivion.
Yeah, I think Ryan's in trouble. Natural Order doesn't even save him because.
But he is playing black. That's good to know. Not with a Bayou though, with the Nova Green.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not Abrupt Decay, but Assassin's Trophy and the Siege Rhino buys him a turn. He's got to get like a really good Glimpse chain or something. Yeah.
Yep, just gonna pack it in. All right, so Nick Fit takes game 1. And in the meantime, while they're shuffling up, we'll switch on over to here, see what's going on. So we've got Tim on Bug Nick Fit versus Paul on lands. And it looks like Paul just crop rotated to get rid of Tim's graveyard.
The Cabal Therapy. Ghost Quarter for Tim. it looks like the lands player doesn't have any colored source other than the Bajuka Bog, right?
Yeah, I think he had to crop rotate away his only green source.
Ramming up. That's pretty good again in this matchup.
Yeah.
You can get like a Wasteland Ghost Quarter package. It also dodges Punishing Fire.
Sure.
That's worth it.
Also makes Paul's Wastelands and Ghost Quarters a bit less effective.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's kind of like happens to just dodge kind of a few things.
Sure.
Kind of a good card. I think that card's really underrated. That's a card I look forward to playing with in Maverick, actually. Ramnut Excavator.
Yeah.
Basically just Crucible and the stick that you can green sun for.
The body can be relevant for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Holds a weapon, blocks something, you know. You can green sun for it. You can't green sun a Crucible.
Paul does get a green source in that grove.
Looks like he's porting. To a point you almost want to just Ghost Quarter and Ghost Quarter again, you know?
Yeah, certainly.
That's kind of feel like I would do, but we'll see, you know.
An interesting play that Tim could end up doing if he needs a specific color, he could actually Ghost Quarter himself, and he has enough basics where he could make that eventually work. I
like this play a little bit better though, because he's gonna get the forest, he can get back the Ghost Quarter, he's gonna Ghost Quarter the forest again, right?
Yeah,
that's what that's what I would do.
That's what I would do.
I think if you're gonna get married to this line, this is the line where you get married to it right now.
Oh yeah. The Ghost Quarter plan, the earlier you do it, the better.
Yeah, I like this. I think I can't remember if Tim was doing this recently with this deck, but that's one thing that he and I have been talking about is Ghost Quarter package. I didn't really know how it like worked because like I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of a grind. I don't like why did he untap with it?
Yeah, if he was going to do it,
why not just do it?
He could do it in draw Upkeep? Step just in case Paul has two basics. He has a chance to draw the second basic and then not be able to fetch it.
But, yeah, we'll see. It may not be. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's afraid of crop rotation. That could be it.
Sure. Yeah.
But at the same point, I think I'm okay with him crop rotating his.
Yeah.
I think in the end you kind of get
about the same thing.
Yeah. It's not, but at the same time, card advantage wise, it is. Yeah, I think this should have been done on the upkeep. Yeah, I'm. You know.
Here comes Loam.
Now this plan becomes a little bit silly. I mean, it's okay if he's got the surgical. If he's got the surgical, I think you just wait and get the Loam.
I thought it was a little weird that Paul tapped the Ghost Quarter and Tim didn't respond.
No, I would have waited. Oh, is he just scooping?
Okay, well, I think that's gonna do it for that game. Kind of a weird spot to scoop. I don't know what Paul saw that we didn't see, or interesting. I don't know. That seemed a little early to me.
Our Elves match is going again.
Yep. So, let's switch over there.
So okay. So we're going to my Bayou. It's Green Sun, yeah.
Green Sun for 0.
Yeah, Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, Dryad Arbor.
Good ramp play.
Good start for Elves. Turn 1 Veteran Explorer on the other side.
I think Ryan's problem last game was he just didn't have an engine. He didn't have the glamps. He got the Elvis Visionary too late.
Yeah, and he had his symbiote taken by the.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, because I think he could have done some stuff if he had the symbiote and the Visionary, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
I think Dylan has to rely pretty heavily on those Cabal therapies to do a lot of the.
No, you're right. Yeah. And necessarily ramping Elves isn't the greatest thing in the world too. Even though they'll generally get enough mana pretty quickly, but still.
Ryan has to also decide how heavily he wants to play into Pernicious Deed.
Yeah, that's a tough one. The good thing is it really is turned, you know. It all depends on if the Veteran Explorer can die or not.
There's a symbiote. And a second Dryad Arbor.
Deed doesn't kill Arbor, right?
It does.
It does, okay.
Yeah.
What's the exact wording on Deed again?
Creatures, artifacts.
Okay.
Enchantments.
Not planeswalkers.
Do you think we'll ever see a deed type effect that hits planeswalkers?
I don't see why not. Make it like 4 mana.
Sure.
Make functional worst reprint. It's not gonna be the worst thing in the world. Diablo Mobile. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Are you trying to get us to play Diablo Mobile on a Legacy stream? Well, we clicked it. You got us. Oh. No, it's that other one. I'm confused. I'm really confused. Alright. Why aren't the little things working?
What?
The faces.
I don't know. It's just the way it goes.
So where did he abrupt decay? He
That's a tough
symbiote.
one.
Okay. Yeah, Dylan's playing this right. Yeah, symbiote's kind of like your high priority target.
For sure.
So he's recognizing that, he's taking care of it.
So like Ryan's got a decent amount of mana. Be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Like Ryan's is in a pretty good spot here. He's got a lot of mana available, a lot of guys. Yeah, that's something I was kind of thinking of too, because if he was on the deed plan. I know it's kind of a joke, but like, I'm not, you know, the symbiote's pretty powerful, but he doesn't have anything yet. But it's kind of hard to assume.
So there's a Nettle Sentinel. And let's see if we have a Heritage Druid to follow that up with.
We do.
Looks like. Okay.
Well, what do we have left? He's
The
got
thing
one
is-
card to help that. I mean, if it's Natural Order, it's real good.
Yeah.
But if not, he's gone pretty wide. It looks like he's going to try to get some attacks in.
Sure.
I wonder if we'll see an attack from Dylan just to see if he tries to just, or
See
maybe
if-
just hold him back. I think you just hold him back, right? But you're right, the deed is pretty much the big question.
Yeah, Deed is definitely a strong
Or some
card
sort
to
of
manage.
Toxic Deluge. I could see him running like a 1 of Toxic Deluge.
Sure, yeah.
Especially because he's got the bigger kind of creatures, like Siege Rhino and Thrawn, where... Okay.
Alright, so there's a tower, so...
So that's going to give him the mana, all the mana he needs.
Sure.
Pretty good draw there. So you got 2 black floating, and he's going to get 2 basics. Plains and...
Probably a swamp.
I think he's already got the forest, yeah.
Could be another forest, depending on...
What could he be playing? Yeah, I mean, some sort of board wipe would just be insane right now. Maybe we'll see another Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino's pretty good. Like, it swings the life point totals, and then you crush in for 4, you know.
For sure.
And it tramples over all these little guys, right? Like, one reason why I board out Gurmag Angler against Elves a lot is because it just ends up
Gets blocked to
blocked all
oblivion.
day, yeah.
And with like a symbiote, they can block
it's
forever.
Just it's just not doing anything. That's why Delver is just infinitely better. Delver and True Name's not even that good actually because he's slow, but he's better than Gurmag.
Sure.
He's blue.
Hi Claymore, nice to see you.
This is a bit like suspenseful. We like tap for the mana and we get the lands and we still don't know he's gonna play. It could be something I'd be like, I don't know. Ooh, Vindicate? Or is that Anguish Making? One of the two. Let's go after the Heritage Druid. So that is Vindicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just that new art of Vindicate. Oh, I'm a fan of... I wish we could see Hooting Mandrills. I love myself some Hooting Mandrills. I actually was gonna... One of the decks I was gonna play today had Hooting Mandrills in it. It runs Hooting Mandrill. It's the deck's called I think it's basically 5-color Delver with no white, but you run Noble Hierarch.
Okay.
You run Hooting Mandrills.
Yeah, Hooting Mandrills can get in.
Hey, they talked about my weird did you ever listen to any podcasts?
Not usually, no.
There's a dead format one. They talked about my 5-0 list, my bug list.
And
they were
nice.
They were like talking about it for 6 minutes, and when I built that deck, I built it with a friend, and we legitimately thought the deck was going to go 0-2, and we were just having fun. Yeah, that's a new one. I actually like this card.
Cool. So Vraska, Sack, Veteran Explorer.
So Kyre's been playing this in Aggro Loam, and it actually performed really, really, really well.
Card seems nice, yeah.
Yeah, You know, it's obviously the thing is like the measuring stick of 4 mana planeswalkers. Unfortunately, kind of goes the way of Jace, and it's obviously not Jace the Mind Sculptor. But like in decks like Agrolome and the Nick Fit, it actually is really good because it's hard to kill because it's got a high loyalty counter. It gains you card advantage. It just does. Even though it's sacrificing, you're usually sacrificing a Veteran Explorer or a useless land or an extra land or something you can loan back. And then the Abrupt Decay effect's not bad.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you randomly kill somebody with a Dryad Arbor.
Yeah,
like
for
it's
sure.
it's a card that's not, you know,
it does all the things that you want to do in that deck.
It's not amazing, but it's something where it's a good one of, and I think it earns its keep pretty easily. Even now with the Nettle Sentinel and 2 Dryad Arbors and the Ranger, I mean it can't kill. I mean, you know what I mean?
And in Loam you can kind of dredge back Loam and
There's
get
some good
value with the lands and stuff like that.
Especially with Loam kind of going more planeswalkery and off the board and stuff like that. I'm a fan of that being part of like the planeswalker team.
It fits the colors much better too in that 4-drop slot.
And again, the Abrupt Decay on the stick is nothing to shake your fist at.
For sure. Claymore, usually PCG. That's what we go by. Another Aquarian Ranger.
Ryan needs some sort of. He needs to have.
He's still missing an engine piece.
Yeah.
You know, Natural Order would be great. He's getting pretty close to being able to cast a Crater Hoof. Just straight up cast a Crater Hoof. He's pretty close to that.
What is this Vraska? It's gonna be something weird. Oh. I think my just not be working. Whatever. I like this Vraska. I'm a fan. So it warranted an attack, which is says something.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're at 12, it's something again to laugh at. He's got. I mean, everyone's got access to a lot of mana. There's no one's really doing anything great, but this Vraska's gonna at least get to look for something, right? Tap for the green. We're gonna sack it.
Yep. It's kind of the value that Dylan gets out of this as well. Is he's got a lot of mana. He's able to use those resources that he's not using and turn it into cards. So
the good thing is he's not in like a hugely threatened position. I mean, obviously he needs to do something, but it's not like he needs to worry about dying next turn necessarily.
Abrupt Decay on the Nettle Sentinel.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, Vraska's going to die unless he's got something else.
But then Vraska's soaked up, what? She was 10 damage? 8 damage?
Oh, she went to 6, right? And then she's back down to,
And gain 2 life?
That's the Chancellor one. That's a new one, right? Elvish Chancellor?
Yeah.
I believe it's a Lord. I'm not too familiar with it, but I think it's a Lord. Elvish Chancellor.
Spelled that wrong.
Let's see. Chancellor. Let's see. Chance. Oh, really? Okay. Is it not Elvish Chancellor? And if we do Elvish, it's going to get it. Oh, let's do Elvish, I guess. Is it Clan Caller? Oh, yeah. Okay. Not Elvish Chancellor.
Elvish Clan Caller.
Elvish Clan Caller. My bad. Interesting card. Okay. That means a Lord for 2. It switches out another Lord if you have too much mana. That's a newer card, right? M19?
Yep.
Okay. Got a core set appearance. A new core set appearance. Ooh, Primeval Titan. I missed that. Big prime time. And of course, prime time goes and finds Dark Depths and Thespian Stage.
Yeah, for sure. That's one way to do it.
So now Ryan has to win
this
pretty
turn.
quickly.
Basically this turn.
Which he could. I mean, he certainly could. Natural Order off the top will do it very easily. Crater Hoof by himself may do it too. He's got enough mana. Or something's coming. He's grouping his mana together. I think you either want Crater Hoof or just Natural Order. I think he gets it too. He wins. Or other way around. If he gets it, he wins.
Does he win if you get a green Suns unit? I think he's short.
Oh,
now
he's not short.
He's got mana now.
Okay, he's got a ton of mana.
All the mana in the world now.
No,
Another Korean Ranger.
I think he's got one card in hand. It's got to be something good.
Tapping Cradle.
Because he...
Getting another Clan Caller.
Okay. There's a chance.
So that pumps his elves.
Yeah.
That might give him...
So now his Clearing Rangers, there's two that are...
3/3s.
They're 3/3. So if he attacks the Dried Arbors and the two guys, yeah, there's a chance, right?
So Dylan takes 5 drops to 6.
I think it's not great either, but, you know, I think that's the out that he has, is to just boost his guys and try to kill him. I'm not like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it, but, you know, it... I mean, cards are just still very much live. Pernicious Deed, Toxic Deluge,
Sure,
Marsh Casualties. I mean, there's just a lot of things Dylan could have access to, and you know.
Ryan, I think, has got one last chance here to find something big, as long as Dylan isn't able to kind of go.
Yeah,
off.
that's a good point, Ichi Fox. Vraska actually may have saved Dylan because those.
Yeah.
And because you're right, other than being just an abrupt account, other than drawing cards, like I think he could have ignored it, and I think if he was in that situation, he may just win the game. But sometimes planeswalkers scare people, and a lot of times their fear is really, you know, it's actually correct.
Chico, thanks for the follow. Glad to have you.
That's the third abrupt decay, so that shrinks everybody, and I think you'll still see it. So can he attack? Because if the Clan Caller gets another Clan Caller and boosts the elves, the Queer Rangers are 3, so he can't attack, right? Because
3, 6, 9, 10, 11 damage. He can because he has the Thespian Stage Dark Depths.
That can block a guy. Yeah. Okay. I think
Dylan might have a Dryad Arbor of his own as well, which he could get off of a fetch land. He's got that. Yeah. He's got that.
And he may have some other utility lands too. I'm not sure.
Sure. Like anything he would grab from Primetime would enter tapped.
Is that
That's a Recurring Nightmare.
Recurring Nightmare?
Wow. Recurring Nightmare. He's gonna sack his Primetime, not even attacking. Go grab a Veteran Explorer and just get more mana.
Really? Okay. Does he got something?
He's got 4 mana.
He's got to have something. He threw away a Primeval Titan like it was nothing. Right? I mean, he didn't even attack with that Primeval Titan.
Threw it away for 4 mana.
Okay. I would have attacked first, maybe, right?
Yeah, I think I would have.
I would have attacked first, too. Well, all right. Dylan's got a plan. He's tapping a lot of mana.
Yeah, he's got 4 right now, so...
And he just tapped a bunch, right? No, because he tapped for
Recurring Nightmare. That's for Recurring Nightmare, so 3 of it's tapped for Nightmare.
He's going to have... but he's also going to pay for Dark Depths.
2 of it was for the Abrupt Decay.
Did he get 2 more mana for his Veteran Explorer?
He's searching that right now.
Oh, he's out of lands. I think he's out of lands. I think H Fox is right. He's out of lands.
Oh, man. No more basics.
What was this play?
Oh, no.
What? Okay.
All right, so he's just going to make it.
We're going to ask about that. I'm going to ask because I want to know what the heck just happened.
Well, we have a very big 2020 flying indestructible.
I mean, there's an issue here. The Clan Caller gets another Clan Caller, and if he's got something else, I mean, if he grows a green something, if he wins. Draws a natural or he wins.
Is that a Nissa?
Ryan's got something. He just have to. I mean, this
Nissa?
is gonna.
It's a Nissa.
What is
Nissa Vital Force.
I think it does something.
It makes a land into a 5/5.
Well, then I think he wins. Right? Clan Caller gets other Clan Caller, attack with the 5/5 land, and everybody win game. I believe that's the move.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ask what's his name, what he was doing. I'm more excited about that. Yeah, maybe.
He's showing Recurring Nightmare.
Yeah, untap gives it haste. Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, return target. I thought I said return target permanent card to your hand.
No.
Yeah, he can even get the other Clan Caller. technically, and then get the other. Maybe he doesn't have another clan color.
He might not.
He may not have another clan color, so our line may not work too. Because if he blocks the 5/5, clan color and Dread Arbors is 3 damage. The Queer Rangers are still 9 damage. It's still lethal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. If he has it, that would be lethal.
Hey, we're about to have one of my favorites. Does it have a Caracas? I don't think so. Looks like it's just a basic. It's just a basic from what I see. It's a basic, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's a Caracas.
What?
So... Okay.
I want to see what happened. What the heck? What's going on? I'm confused. Let's go walk through what's going on.
So Terry's asking what happened. We'll get some answers for you guys in a second. Yeah, Elves conceded.
Why would you even do that? Okay. One thing. So Ryan, I think we were pumping the. He didn't have another clan color.
Okay,
so that's why.
No more clan colors.
Yeah, so that means he was short by 1.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, short by 1. But that just goes to show that attacking that Vraska really came back.
Yeah, no, it did. Yeah, I should have brought that up to him. But yeah, that actually did be the game. So, interesting. But, yeah, interesting way to start off the day.
Yeah. All right, well, that's round 1 in the books. And on our backup, we didn't really see what happened. It looked like Lands was doing Lands things, but who knows who took that match.
Yeah.
We saw Surgical get a scoop from Paul.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that was kind of interesting. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I guess we got some time, so I guess what are our predictions for tomorrow? If you had to, don't call it clan. If you had to give me 4 decks that you're going to see in the top 8 tomorrow, what are your 4 decks? Obviously,
Grixis Control.
Okay,
for
that's
1.
fair. Okay.
Miracles.
Okay.
I want to see a Storm deck, like Tess.
Sure, Tess.
Yeah.
Same one. We'll call it the same one.
And I don't know. I kind of like Elves. Something like that.
This is my prediction. We will see 0 Grixis Control.
Okay.
In the top 8.
Yeah, I could see that.
We're going to see 0 Grixis Control. We're going to see Miracles.
Okay.
For sure. We're going to see Agrolome.
Okay. Agrolome, all right.
Yeah. We're going to see Lands.
Okay.
And we're going to see a Delver deck, which will be playing Gromag Angler.
Okay. That's a hot take.
That's my prediction.
All right.
My big prediction is Grixis will be out. That's my big thing. Grixis out. And if I had another Shocker deck that won't make an appearance, no Cloud Post.
Okay.
Eldrazi Cloud Post out.
No big Eldrazi.
No big Eldrazi, but I'm not telling. Little Eldrazi could make it.
Okay.
But I'm saying big Eldrazi's out. And there's definitely going to be no meat hooks, that's for sure. Another one, too, actually, is if I had to give myself a 5th one, I would say Deity.
Okay.
Because
D&T's just always solid, you know?
I'm on the line that you're not going to see as much Grixis Control as we're used to.
Sure.
If I have to guess what the overplay decks are going to be, I feel like it's going to be Miracles and probably followed by a Delver deck.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that's my prediction. But for all we know, we just see a ton of Grixis Control. Maybe 5
knows,
man. Yeah. I had to do something different. And it was the get that no Grixis.
I'm excited to see what new cards people are playing with. It's really nice to see the Vraska being played with. I've seen some Stormless trying out things like Experimental Frenzy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that card might be the real deal, but the deck that I'm thinking that it slots into
Belcher?
best. Well, Belcher could be, yeah, but I was thinking more along the lines of Bomberman.
Does it have a place in the all in red decks? No, they're not called all in red decks.
You could maybe see it like Red Storm, obviously. Is gonna run a couple.
What about the ones with like Karn and like Chalice and stuff?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it does enough in that match.
Yeah.
Like, it does have the downside of you can't play cards from your hand, so you want to clear your hand out.
Yeah,
quickly,
Karn kind of gets weird. Karn will get weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But,
it's definitely an interesting card. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because you can't remove them, right?
Yeah, you'd have to build it a little bit differently.
Well, I mean, let's be real. I don't think if you're playing Belcher, you're probably not being that competitive about it, anyways. Yeah, I'm curious. I think you could see a Storm deck. I would not be surprised if you saw a Storm deck tomorrow.
Sure.
I wonder if they have the vintage top 8 in, actually. I'm kind of curious to see what top 8 is. I don't know how we find out. I think I'm just going to check the Legacy. I don't think they would have it under Legacy, obviously.
You can check on Legacy.
How do you check vintage? Where do the vintage get post?
Let's check MTG top 8.
I don't think it's going to be there yet. And we have 13 minutes left. I can't believe we have so much time left.
Yeah, quick round.
Yeah. What do you think of these new cards? Oh, I haven't seen that Reanimate one.
There's some pretty crazy art for the box top.
Oh, it is up? Okay. Oh, that's Asia. Where are you looking at the list? Is it can we check Goldfish?
Yeah, let's check it out. Sure where the results would be vintage.
Okay, I'm seeing here. Give Terry the wheel.
All yours.
Oh, screw this up.
No, I'm not talking about Hazarets and Dying Fury. I'm talking about Experimental Frenzy. Fox.
Putting Card Titan. Maybe just Card Titan. Because that's the website. Vintage coverage. Well, it just got the standings and the pairings. I know that. Okay, Matt Sperling was on.
Your top 8.
So Nam Tran was on Shops. Okay, here we go. 2P. Okay, I know.
Brian Kowal.
Cosmo, I think, was on. Okay, Rich Shea and Nam Tran were on Shops, 100%. Elliot Burke was on Standstill. Matt Sperling obviously was on the Rug Xerox.
Yep.
Brian Koval, I can't remember.
He was on.
Was he on Grixis Thieves? Oh, P.O. Okay. Who was on Grixis Thieves? I recognize one of these names on Grixis Thieves. Was it Kyle Dorgon? Maybe it was him. Standstill was Elliot Burke. Oh, this poor guy had 24 points and missed out barely.
Oh man.
He was on Paradoxical. I know, because Cosmo, I think, is on. Wasn't he on? I can't remember. Oh, that's interesting. Dude shouldn't be there. Which one? Oh, Koval. It happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky, right? That Standstill type was interesting, yeah. I actually watched him play, and he almost lost by doing these weird lines. He was wastelanding and forgot, and the guy had 2 sphere of resistances, and he brought his mana down to like 3. Jace. Heck, sometimes, I mean, hey, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah. Matt Sperling versus Rich Shea. That's kind of a shame. I wanted Rich Shea to win. Huh. Yeah, it's interesting. Vintage was kind of interesting to watch. Kind of made me never want to play it, but like it's like It's an interesting format.
It is. You know, it's one of those things where it's good in small amounts, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's good to have, like, these small little things that can kind of showcase it, but as a larger format, I'm not sure how well it would stand up, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it would be that great. I think it's a good point you make. I think it's got some weird interactions to it that are like the whole mental misstep game is kind of weird. The whole like
I think the mental misstep game is fine. Like
yeah.
a lot of times people just fire it off really quickly.
It seems like it's there. Most people do.
Yeah.
And then the whole no rod, even though you're playing a bunch of boxes, is weird.
It's a little awkward.
Like it's kind of one of those things where you kind of are forced into playing everything just in case.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's kind of funny, like the decks like 2-card Monty and stuff like that, where you have like all these different combos.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I see is that most decks end up being kind of just that sort of like, well, I'm this deck plus a storm deck plus whatever, and that, or your shops, right? So you're either doing things that try to beat that, or you're trying to be the deck that does all the things as fast as possible.
So Brian was playing 2-card Mon. He did pretty good with it. He went 6-3.
That's pretty good.
He went 6-3. Technically, he went 7-3, but his last round opponent didn't show up. But so we'll say 7-3. He would have won the whole tournament if he played shops like I told him to. But it's okay. I like Turbo. I like that deck a lot. I just do. I think it's just because it's probably the closest thing to some sort of Delver variant. It's got Young Pyromancer.
Sure. Yeah. It's got some pretty nice.
I definitely, like I said, it definitely is cool and it'd be fun. But it's just like the one thing is, I don't like have any. I don't think I'd ever buy into it in paper. It just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. One, it's not played often enough.
Yeah.
Two, the metagame, because it's not played that often, is pretty well set. Like people aren't really innovating too much in Vintage, it seems.
Yeah.
Like
go ahead.
the biggest thing that has happened to cause innovation in that has been the VSL League on
which was fun. That was fun
Twitch.
It's fun to watch, but it's just like it's kind of like League of Legends. Like it's fun to watch, but it's just like I don't want to play it myself. What does anybody know what Brian Kelly was playing? That guy's supposed to like always plays like something cool and new. But now we'll see if these guys know. But I mean it's just
I like survival decks. I think they're cool. But
the Oath and Druids deck seem kind of cool too.
Yeah, for
Forbidden
sure.
Orchard, and then you like they get like
that's
Infernal Titan. Like that's kind of weird to me. Why don't they get like Gristlebrand?
They used to.
They used to.
Yeah.
But they get like Infernal Titan. I thought that was weird. I was like, what? Yeah, the dredge decks are kind of interesting too because they just mull for Bazaar.
Yeah, just mull into Bazaar.
You see people go down to like 2 and 3. And it's like they're not even phased.
And they still get to run cards like Mental Misstep. And,
it's weird. It's weird the cards that are good in that format that don't see play in other formats. Like
Misstep's banned, so like. Yeah.
Oh no, like Hercule's Recall is like a good example.
Yeah,
Card's not that good in Legacy, but it's really good in Vintage.
Sure.
Another one is like Dak Phaeton, obviously because the artifacts.
Yeah. Gains a lot of value.
Yeah, I didn't know that. See, I know Infernal Titan. It's trying to think of like other weird stuff. It's like, well, even Nature's Claim. Like that was weird seeing Nature's Claim. You had Nature's Claim and Ancient Grudges, and you main board 2 Ancient Grudges.
Yeah.
It makes sense though. I mean, like it does, but it's like it's a totally different. It's almost like you're not playing with land drops. You're just kind of like.
It's kind of fun seeing decks like Tinker decks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Super inbred, yeah, it definitely is. Like,
there's definitely some weird games, especially when you watch like the PO mirrors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
some weird stuff starts to happen. And you'll have like the random game where the guy just goes like Voltaic Key Time Vault, and you're just like, game's over.
Yeah, one of the games I was watching, there was double Aetherflux on the field, and
I think I watched that one too. Yeah,
it just didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you just cast all his artifacts anyway, and then
I think that was the one where Richard.
Yeah.
I think I remember that one too. But I mean, it would be hard pressed to play anything that doesn't have Mishra's Workshop in it, though. Being able, I think Rich Shea went like Mishra's Workshop, Wormcoil Engine.
Wow.
And it's like, what do you do?
That's a start.
Yeah.
Especially if you went like turn 1, like
just like
Transfer, like
It's interesting that all the lock pieces are restricted, but that deck is just so still powerful.
Yeah, that deck has survived so many bannings. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's just a good deck.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with artifacts is they're colorless, and it's you can just mold it around there and stuff like that.
For sure.
Let me go check to see where we're at. We should be getting pairing soon.
Should be pretty close.
I'm really excited for tomorrow, though. I think I'm gonna watch tomorrow with a lot of tennis.
Is Blue Black Death Shadow still great or just a weekend wonder? I think it's okay. Like, I think it's playable. Getting to play 5 Loses is pretty big. Yeah, I agree. Even if you can only use some of those for specific mana costs, it's just way too much. Aggressively mediocre. Are you talking about Blue-Black Death Shadow? I think it's fine.
Like, you were a bad boy. Okay, that was the last one to report. Agrolone versus Miracles.
So I can see that why that one goes to full 50 minutes.
So we're talking about Blue-Black Death Shadow's viability.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's good. It's good. I actually one of the decks if I went to Eternal Weekend, which I wanted to, one of the decks I had 3 decks I was going to choose from, and one of them was Blue-Black Death Shadow winning 1 Tropical Island. Okay. And the board it ran Sylvan Library, and something else that was good, not Berserk, Abrupt Decay and Sylvan Library maybe. But it basically was just to fight Chalice and Miracles. And he has 2 Sylvan Library. And literally I would just land a Sylvan Library and just pick 8. But like I think
is great.
I think but like the Trop doesn't do anything game 1
sure.
Because but yeah, I think Blue Black Death Shadow is fine. I mean it's one of the better Delver decks. I prefer Grixis or Grixis Delver to it, but it's still good.
Nothing's really changed from like that deck in the way that it attacks.
Its Miracles matchup's a little tough.
Yeah.
And it kind of struggles against Stonblade decks, and still D&T.
Sure, yeah.
But
Swords is always going to be a tough card for Death Shadow.
I think I also was going to play 4 Stifle in mine, and I was actually going to cut 3 Thoughtseize and cut a Stubborn Denial.
Interesting.
And cut 1 removal. The reason why I wanted Stifle was because of Terminus.
Yeah.
Because I get Stifle with Terminus, and I get Stifle fetches and just win games that way.
Stifle the Miracle Trigger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can Stifle Snapcaster Mage. So.
Sure. Yeah.
There's things you can do. Like I think the deck's still fine. It does. If Miracles is the best deck, it's not a deck. I would rather be playing Grixis Delver. But if Grixis controls the best deck, Blue Black Death Shadow is pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as they can fatal push your guys, sometimes you just overwhelm them. Street Race really good, and they don't have that ease of removal. Their removal can kind of mismatch, and lightning bolts don't always kill their guys and stuff like that. So I think the deck's fine. Like Stockton plays it still, and I think you should keep playing it. There's no reason to shift off of it.
Right, so. And you're always going to have those matchups where you get into where you just go, okay, wasteland your land, and get in there with my little beater and eventually get there.
That's why I wanted to run Stifles, because a lot of times you can just win from Stifle.
Sure,
and especially against like Miracles and stuff like that, sometimes you just win because you Stifle everything. But I think my opinion of the deck, the direction it needs to go in is it needs to. Do you remember the Blue-Red Delver list that ran 1 Underground Sea for like 3 Cabal Therapies in the sideboard?
I don't.
It was during like the Dig Through Time period.
Yeah.
And that's how Grixis Delver got started. It splashed for Cabal Therapy in the sideboard.
Yeah.
Slowly splashed for Gurmag Angler.
And then before kept going.
I think that's where the direction where the deck needs to go is it needs to have that Trop or that that Volcanic Island, where you get the 3rd color that comes out of the board, and it helps you hedge against those Miracles matchups or those white matchups.
Yeah, I can see it for sure.
Like it sounds kind of silly, but like Dread Knight's good, obviously, but like having more so like having a Static Caster and the Dread Knight would be really that's the thing is just like I think it just needs a little bit of and but I think. A lot of times when people look at the deck is they build Grixis Death Shadow and put 4 Lightning Bolts immediately. I don't think you need that. Or if you build Bug Death Shadow, you put in Termagoyfs or Repticates in the main board. You don't need that.
Yeah.
I think that stuff it has its place in the sideboard. And somebody can say, well, what do you do against Wasteland decks? To be honest, if you're playing against a Wasteland deck, generally your guys are going to be bigger and your removal's going to be fine.
Sure.
And you just beat them that way. So
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about your splash. But your splash becomes relevant versus like combo control decks that don't affect your mana base.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, that's where I think the deck should go. And that's why I mean, it was serious. I was really looking at that version of the deck and just having that third access. Because sometimes you can just Death Shadow people super quickly and just win the game and explode on them.
Yeah.
And, I felt like it was something that people would still respect, but are starting to not respect as much. So, hopefully that answers whoever's question that was. It was probably MG Flory. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these. I don't know. Let me see the Ancient Tomb. Is there an Ancient Tomb one?
Let's see if we can find that Ancient Tomb.
The only one I like...
I haven't seen that Ancient Tomb yet.
I don't like the Bitter Blossom one, mainly because I just bought a French Bitter Blossom from France. My second one. Oh, you're going to predict a showing of Infect. HC Fox... How about this HC... Oh, God, whatever your name is. Is HC Fox coming for our weird December thing again?
Oh, no.
If you are, we should have a bet. If Infect makes a top 8, I'll buy you dinner, and if it doesn't, you just have to buy me a drink. That's how confident I am. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Wow. Okay. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
That's beautiful.
Whoa. Okay.
That's great.
That's a lot better than the...
Man, these cards are going to be insanely expensive.
Are they basically just going to be like invocations when it comes to pricing, you think?
It depends on if they're... Right now, I'd say they're rarer.
Maelstrom Pulse?
Rarer than Invocation.
No. Oregon for Christmas. What? I don't like Snapcaster, but whatever. That's a really cool reanimate. I think that reanimates.
That reanimates great. The
I like this art. It's kind of creepy, but it's kind of cool.
The Leovold looks really good.
I'm a fan of this, and they just kept it the same. Leovold kept it the same. I like that. Light from the Loam is interesting. I hate that card, so who cares? Cavern. I mean, I like all these getting reprinted.
The Caracas looks great. The Dark Depths looks amazing.
I like all these, but the
Urborg looks great.
I mean, it's going to be just like what the price points are going to be.
For sure. Well, it looks like we got people sitting down.
Okay.
So, let's see who we got here. We've got Dylan versus Remy and Paul versus Ryan. So...
Oh, interesting to see what the price points are. So, is it going to be a box for the Ravnica Allegiance?
Yeah, it seems like they might be a buy a box box topper thing, but
I'll always be an OG art fan though. There's just something about that the original stuff. Those are neat cards, but like I don't know, I almost bought the Judged Noble Hierarchs, but then I was like, nah, like. What do you guys want to watch? We have Rocknick Fit versus we'll call it Rock Fit versus Tezzeret, or we got Lands versus Eldrazi Post. You guys got to pick. If you don't pick, I'm gonna pick the Tezzeret one because I'm gonna assume you guys want to see Tezzeret because you guys are weirdos and you guys like Tezzeret decks. But you guys got to tell me what to do. Oh, that's like I knew what they're gonna say. Well, there's Vintage Land Brian. We even wished Brian a congratulations earlier, and he missed it. Okay. We got split votes. That doesn't help. Somebody break the tie.
Lands versus
we got two.
Drazi. We don't have Drazi.
Not Lands. Oh, we got not Lands. I like that one. I'm a fan of not Lands.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna start here then.
Darn it! Now they're technically outvoted. Technically, it's now more Lands. Yeah, we're just gonna. Well, we're gonna end up watching both. Let's be real. Let's start. Let's start with this one.
Start here.
We had actually a really interesting meta today. We have not. So we have in the 4 tables that we've seen. I think Tim runs 4 Brainstorm, but no Force of Wills or Ponders or anything. So we've actually only seen. And in these 4 matches, again, we don't have any Brainstorm because Remy doesn't run Brainstorm. So not many fair blue people tonight. I think there's only one fair blue player. I think it's Calvin, unless Jeff may be playing Stoneblade.
Maybe two, yeah.
But two. That's pretty crazy to think.
That's wild. So turn 1 Chalice. That's got to be a big hit to Nick Fit.
Well, it just you're shut off your Veteran Explorer Cabal Therapy engine, but all the other stuff's still alive. So
it looks like Dylan has a Pernicious Deed in hand, so he should be able to deal with that.
He has Abrupt Decay too. We saw 3 Abrupt Decays, so yeah.
Nothing better than Tez decks that go Leyline pregame action. Yeah, it's great.
This could be the Abrupt Decay.
It could be. I don't know if there's much reason to rush it out immediately, though.
There's probably no reason not to. I mean, it's one of those things where you're right. You probably wait for it. But, you know, you're not playing blue, so you're not really representing anything. And then Remy doesn't have any 1-cost stuff either, so it's probably not. It's one of those things where you're right. You should just hold it up. But, like, in the end, it's kind of like, if this was MTGO, I could see him just doing it because, like, he wants to save time.
F6 value.
I do not know, Brian. I will text you when I find out the real answer.
Looked like an okay turn. Wow, okay, so Strangleroot Geist.
Rock Fit, aside from Nick Fit variant, it's just basically Asban Nick Fit for the literal sense. But Rock is, if you don't know, Asban is old Rock colors. They used to call it Rock colors. Brian, you can't say that. Can you do something?
Brian?
Okay. Well, yeah. So basically, the Rock is Asban colors. It used to be called the Rock, and then it's the Nick Fit engine is the whole Cabal Therapy Veteran Explorer engine. So if that makes sense, right? I thought my explanation was fine. I'm being interrupted by the guy with his letters.
So Strangleroot Geist is a really interesting
What the heck is that card?
So it's a 2/1 haste with Undying.
Okay.
So it comes back as a 3/2 and works well with Recurring Nightmare. But it seems a little weird to be...
Well, there's also a little bird with a Jitte on it. Yeah, there's a Jitte.
Yep.
Jitte is one of my favorite Magic cards. And that's one of my least favorite Magic cards right there, is that from the Vault Jitte.
Here comes Abrupt Decay.
What is he looking to Abrupt Decay? At this point...
I think it's got to be Jitte.
I think at this point you go for Jitte because you're at the point where you can cast most of your spells next turn.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be 4+. And you just kind of sucks that you draw your Veteran Explorers and your Cabal Therapies.
Yeah,
but, you know. I'm okay with that.
Hey, Venzed.
No.
Chalice on 2? Okay.
Chalice on 2. So Remy doesn't run Doctor Sword anymore. He runs just Antiquities Award and the Tezzerets.
Yeah,
so
lots of the 4.
Number 2 will only shut off his Signets and his Strixes. And at this point, maybe Remy's more worried about... I don't know why he put it on 2, because Abrupt Decay still kills Chalice.
Right, yeah.
So I'm not really too sure.
I guess he might be thinking that Dylan might have some number of Assassin's Trophy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's a good point.
Plays a Mox Opal. Remy's sitting on Engineered Explosives, Force of Will, Talisman, which he can't cast.
Yeah, he's kind of got a lot of bullets that don't fit the case. Like, he's got Engineered Explosives, and it's just like, what are you going to use him against? Yeah, I don't like it either, but...
I feel like I'd almost rather just have 2 on 1.
Yeah, I would too. I actually would have probably kept the other one on 1, or just maybe held the other one. I don't know.
You might... yeah. I mean, I don't think that he's really thinking about, like, Pernicious Deed or anything like that, but if he was, I think keeping it in hand would be better. But,
yeah, I mean, Remy's thought process, maybe I'm going to draw the Tezzeret or draw the Antiquities War.
Sure, yeah. There's Deed right there.
Where's Deed? So. Yeah, I mean, it's going to kill the Opal, the 2 Chalices, and it's going to get stopped.
It's going to get forced.
Yeah.
That's a must force for sure.
Interesting. You removed the Baleful Strix. Couldn't cast the Baleful Strix anyways. There's Antiquities War. So these chalices. I mean,
yeah, Antiquities War looks great here.
I mean, Dylan at this point is almost going to need to get the Assassin's Trophy just to kill the Antiquities War, or a Maelstrom Pulse, or just another.
We need something.
There's an artifact line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts currently on the board for Remy.
I mean, if this Antiquities War goes off, I think he'll just win.
Yeah.
The one thing, too, about Dylan is Dylan's been stuck on 3 land for a little bit. So, I mean, the Veteran Explorer package not working should be costing him the game.
Yeah, for sure. So
Chalice went a little better than expected, maybe. Story time. You're going to tell us a story? Or do you want me to tell you a story? I don't understand. All right, he's going to tell us a story. That's what I assume.
We're listening.
Really? Yeah, come on, tell a story. You can't just say story time and then nothing.
Third chalice.
You should have the story pre-typed. So when you said story time, you just posted the story. This is already unacceptable.
Third chalice and puts it on
3. I'm okay with that. At this point, no one's going to tell us how to live our life, and we just should live this way.
I kind of like that. It stops more deeds.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. You're talking about. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna tell us a story. This is way worse than I thought was gonna happen. I thought you were gonna tell us like some grand story. Okay.
All right. So Remy takes that game.
All right.
Let's check up on our other match.
It's good in that deck. I don't know if it's a good card, but it's good in that deck. You know what I mean? So.
Our other match is shuffling as well, so we'll keep it here for now. We'll see who starts first.
It's some redundancy. You get both. It also gives you card advantage too. I think it makes the Tezzeret deck. I think it's better than Thopter and Sword in my honest opinion, which could be wrong, but
I think Antiquities War is good. It does a lot of the things that this Tez deck wants to.
Is Antiquities War supposed to be Misha versus Urza? Is that story?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's like the crappy brother? Is it Urza? Okay. Misha's got. He just workshops a house. Urza doesn't have a workshop. Oh, it's terrible. He's got that factory. That's terrible. Misha's got a factory, which is good. Misha's got a bauble.
Urza has the lands.
Yeah.
Tron lands.
Yeah, but I don't know about you. But you can have 3 your Tron lands. I'll just take 3 Misha's workshop.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, Urza's the crabby brother. Yeah, okay.
He uses white mana.
No, Misha's the better brother.
Urza ran the Tolarian Academy.
Well, Tolarian Academy is now the Tolarian Runes or whatever. Good job, guy.
Definitely the bad guy.
Karn does not have a son. That's ridiculous. That dude is metal.
Had Karn as his son.
Yeah. Who's the real hero of the Magic story nowadays?
Jace.
I guess. I mean, whatever.
Gideon.
Urza is the head cut off.
And still provoke people.
He has seasonal factories, that's true. But he does have
Urza does have sunglasses, yep. Urza land art awful.
One of them's got that workshop. Workshop and factory. I'd rather. Yeah.
Tybalt is the real hero. I believe it.
I just know that the guy who killed Nicobolus isn't even like a planeswalker. He's just like some normal dude.
That's fitting.
Yeah. That's the problem with these planeswalkers. They like overthink everything. They're like normal dudes just kill people. I mean, that's how Magic is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you're like your normal dudes are like the ones who get the work done. Your Delver of Secrets. Your True Name Nemesis is your Fish. Your Kermag Anglers. Your Knight of the Reliquaries. Your Dark Confidants. Yeah. That's how life really is. It's the working people. The proletariat is the real hero in Magic.
I have to say I like that Grave Titan, Matt.
It's cool. I'm not a fan of Grave Titan. Never been a fan of Grave Titan.
How can you not be a fan of Grave Titan? It's great.
Too much mana.
Too much mana.
The only card that I like
Never paying 6 for
that's
that
over
card.
4 mana is Force of Will, and that's because it's free.
I haven't paid full price for Grave Titan in years.
Still,
Probably since Standard.
I only ever loved one Reanimator deck, and then I was just never going back. The day I found, weren't you here when I found out that Mystical Tutor was banned?
Yeah.
I was like still in shock. I was like, wait a minute, this deck's not good against this. I don't have Mystical Tutor. Yeah, because remember, I was like, hey, I came with this deck list, and I was like,
this deck's awesome.
And Mystical Tutor, and I think HC Fox was like, hey, that card's banned. Oh, one of my favorite stories. I've told this story as this game that's, or this both. We'll watch the Rock Fit of where's Tezzeret. I'll tell a story real quick about my. So I quit Magic for about 6 years. I come back. I'm playing in a PPTQ. That's the first tournament I play in.
Yeah.
I'm playing Standard. I'm playing Blue Black. Just search Res Kanta Scarab God, and the guy plays Iskanta, and I'm going second. And I played my Iskanta, and I was like Legend Rule, kill them both. And he's like, oh, it doesn't work like that way anymore. And the judge explains it to me. And the guy's like, yeah, man, we're both planeswalkers, dude. We're like walking on different planes. And I look at the guy and say, hey, man, I don't know about you, but I'm not a planeswalker. I'm just a normal dude. You're not a planeswalker either. But that's how they describe it to me. That we're all planeswalkers now. I guess most people say that the legend rule was actually kind of toxic because it made you play like weird lines where you like play Jace to kill Jace and they just Jaced again.
I mean, it was better than the original where like someone plays a legend and then no one else can play the other legends and they're just stuck in their hand.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, that's interesting.
That was not very.
Is that how like?
fun.
When did that change?
I don't know, like I want to say like around like 5th or 6th ed. I don't know.
I just remember Jitte Wars. You played Jitte? I played Jitte. You played Jitte? I played non-Jitte.
Jitte Wars. Jace Wars, everyone playing like
Jace, you always ran like
Jace
one
Balerion
Jace Balerion,
to kill.
Basically was an extra O-ring.
Yeah, for sure. Lynn Civi, yeah. That sounds about right.
What's Lynn Civi? I've heard that like a lot today. Is it
we'll
like
pull it up.
It's like Oh, Unmoored Ego. What the heck?
Unmoored Ego.
What do you think he named? Oh, that card, the Rebel Lady. Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotcha. Unmoored Ego, what do you think he called? What would you have called? I would have called Pernicious Deed.
Yeah, Pernicious Deed seems like a good one. I think he's reading...
No, it's too late now. Why is he reading something? What is that card?
Marine?
Oh, it is. Yeah, that is the Marine card. Okay, we're me and HC Fox are on the same page.
I don't even know how to spell this card.
Is Captain QC still around? I gotta ask him something. Captain QC, if you're still around, I gotta ask you something. If not, then I'll just ask you later in the Discord.
Captain, are you here?
He's like, I wanted to make a username called Lieutenant QC. Yeah, it's not bad. Deed or OK is the name. So you got Deed. All right. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, all right.
We call that one.
Yeah, Deed seems like a nightmare.
That Charleston one, man, it's paying dividends.
It really is.
So, okay, so what has Dylan got here?
He's got Tracker.
He's got Tracker will be good, because Remy doesn't have really any way of getting rid of it.
Yep. He's also got Thrun, which can't be countered. And Remy doesn't have much in the way of big threats that are able to...
You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of like Unmoored Ego in Remy's deck. I don't like that card, and I really don't. I really don't think it's good. But the thing is, he's got the ramp for it and stuff like that, where it being like a 2-cost card or 1-cost card kind of makes it worth it. And like, especially in his deck where like, in this matchup where the only thing he has to worry about is a card like Pernicious Deed or Kulgan's Command,
sure,
it like just shuts that whole like line off. That's interesting, actually. I was thinking
yeah, it's a weird one
where this card would see play, and it really hasn't. I don't think it will in the fair blue decks. But in an unfair blue deck that's trying to do a somewhat of a combo-y thing, protecting yourself seems pretty decent.
Yeah, it definitely could.
Like, playing it in Blue-Black Reanimator and naming Surgical Extraction doesn't seem terrible. You know what I mean? Mirror in the Moaning Well, what the heck?
I'm trying to think of the name of that card. Or...
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I don't like the card, but like I could see its relevance in this deck. I don't see its relevance in fair blue decks and blue-black shell decks.
Yeah,
but
fair.
I do see it in this one, and maybe even Reanimator 2. I know. But the thing is, like, you end up going slower.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, you show and tell instead, I guess. I guess you just show and tell instead of Unmoored Ego. So okay, I'll give you that one. I was wrong about that one. So you guys were right about that one. But I'm okay with it in the Tezzeret deck. Marin of that's an EDH card.
Yeah.
I actually can't read EDH cards. Marin. It's like ghosts. Can't see it.
Marin of Clan Neltoth.
That's a lot of words. I'm just not interested in experience counters. I'm just not interested in reading. Did he play it? No, he played Throne. Thank God.
Yeah. Terry has protection from wordy.
Protection from EDH words.
Alright, plays Talisman. Plays
Tumble Magnet.
Magnet.
What? Is this
Legacy
limited?
staple
What?
Tumble Magnet.
What? This is limited. I played that card in limited. It was like
wow.
That was
a house in
what?
limited.
Why not just play Tanglewire? Or
Tumble
what?
Magnet.
I'm confused. What?
Hey, it's not even working against Thrun.
What is that? I don't know.
Tumble Magnet.
Tumble Magnet. What?
Wow.
Tanglewire's better? No, I guess not. I don't know.
Tumble Magnet.
Why? Is there any way, like, we just play instead? Like, yeah, I'd rather play Painful Truce than Tumble Magnet. We could have drawn 3 cards. Instead, we played Tumble Magnet. I'm not okay with this.
Tumble Magnet.
That's
great. That's absolutely wonderful.
I get.
Dylan with
it doesn't seem like it's good here, though. Because he saw the Throne game 1. It's not very good against Knight. I mean, it just makes Knight tap, I guess. It saves you from being attacking.
Possibly specifically against Merit Lage. Tap it for 3 turns.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. But doesn't Remy just have access to better cards?
Yeah, probably.
Being in a blue-black, like, you know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
That's my issue.
You'd probably rather just bounce it.
Like, yeah, I felt like he could have other stuff.
You know, you could run like even something like a Crystal Shard and like
what is the second card? That's not another Tumble Magnet, is it? Oh my God, it's not a Tumble Magnet. It's double Tumble Magnet. Well, HC Fox, that's the 5th and the 6th copy of Bridge, I guess now.
Oh man.
Oh, this is crazy.
Tumble Magnet.
This is
doing work.
Ensnaring Bridge, you can't do Ensnaring Bridge because of Antiquities War, right? Yeah.
Because of Antiquities War. I mean, you can obviously do it, but it's kind of a nombo.
Remy's in a weird spot. He's got a lot of Tumble Magnets, but nothing else.
Well, it's not doing it enough because this Thrun just gets through.
Thrun's looking pretty good. Thrun will have to regenerate from the Baleful Strix, but that's not a problem.
Yeah. Dylan has the mana, so...
And Remy's at 6. I think he's going to wait for the lethal swing.
Yep, so... I think Remy's going to scoop it up there.
Dylan showing him he had 3 Cabal Therapies.
So 1-1.
Yeah, I think Remy probably conceded a turn or 2 early from the actual lethal damage, but I think it was looking pretty hopeless at that point.
For sure.
We could say that Tumble Magnet would not be worth it.
So while those guys are shuffling up, switch on over to here. That is not Elves, excuse me.
That's Ryan on Cloud Post versus our Lance player. Interesting. Runs with Chalice. Chalice on one isn't bad here. So he's got an Eldrazi temple. And he's got the little post.
Yeah,
little
Glimmer Post.
temple.
Yeah.
So he's got access to just Grim Analyst 3.
Yeah,
So he's 5 natural mana and 6 Eldrazi mana. Is that right?
correct.
Okay. Applejacks. Applejacks is an interesting deck. It's technically punishing Naya, right? But it's like punishing Naya aggro loam.
Yeah, yeah. Punishing, or excuse me, that's
Ancient Grudge.
Ancient Grudge. That's a big hit right there.
Yeah. Especially because off the Ghost Quarter.
Back down to 1 mana, and Ryan's going to scoop it up to that. Tough.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's kind of interesting. One more turn, and he would have been able to put a Chalice on 2.
Yeah, I think it's maybe what Ryan was gunning for. I think it would have been a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes he likes to hide Ghost Quarters under lands too. That's what my favorite part about him.
Alright. These guys are just about ready, so we'll join them. So, Remy being on the play here is actually pretty big. It gives him the opportunity to potentially get down that turn 1 Chalice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we saw both those games. Dylan was really crippled both games. He was a lot slower. You know, eventually Inevitability got to Dylan in the second game and he beat him just because Remy didn't have an Antiquities War line or a Tezzeret line.
Right.
But the first game, we could really say that Remy won that game because that Chalice, and then Remy was able to win the game with his Antiquities War.
For sure.
So I think we're going to see a mulligan from Dylan. Remy obviously keeping, so he's got to have, you know, a good start.
On Dylan's side, cards you really want to see are cards like Pernicious Deed that kill a lot of things for not a live investment, and hopefully not seeing a turn 1 Chalice on 1, so he could get his mana production up early. Unmoored Ego was an interesting one.
Yeah, we had an interesting discussion about it.
Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting card.
Well, Remy does not have turn 1 Chalice, so...
This is pretty big. Well, I think Veteran Explorer would have been bigger, but
turn
Cabal
1
Therapy... I would have named
Antiquities
Antiquities War. That would have hit. Oh, look at me. I would have hit twice now.
He had all the big ones. He had... Look at that. He's got a Deluge, he's got Karn, he's got Antiquities War.
I wonder what would Dylan name.
He might have named Chalice because he didn't have the Soul Land.
I would have played Veteran Explorer first, I think. Because you can cast, even if he has Chalice, you can cast your Cabal Therapy still,
sure,
and then sack it. That's what I would have done. Now he's going to be able to do this, which is great. And
this,
he's gonna,
this feels pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just see what he names here. Between Antiquities War and Karn, it's what do you have the answer to? What do you think is a little scarier?
I'd say Karn is a little bit scarier because it dies to less things in your deck.
Okay.
Specifically,
Sure.
Deed does not kill Karn.
Okay, I like that, yeah. That's a good point. And you can also just blow out the Antiquities War by having the Deed and killing everything else.
Exactly.
And letting Antiquities War resolve.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, though, we would have gotten both if we named Antiquities War.
There you go. Is that a Master of Ethereum?
Yeah. So
Remy's
he's like I said, his deck has changed. Instead of the Thopter Sword, it's very much more just beat you with artifacts. Which that was the way it was before, but it was more combo before.
Master of Ethereum could be pretty good here.
Dylan's got the various removals. Him getting land ramp is going to be pretty good here. But he's land ramping Remy too. Remy had 2 basic islands. That's something that's not.
He only was able to fetch 1.
But still, even 1 for Remy,
still quite good.
With
Gets
the
him to 4 mana
line,
this turn.
He's going to play Karn.
Yeah.
Or the Antiquities War. He got rid of Karn with the Cabal Therapy.
Sure. 4 mana is a very
and 2 of those are artifact lands, so Dylan has to have an answer. Like, this can't go unchecked, or he's going to lose.
You bet. Another Master of Ethereum.
That's my only downside with Veteran Explorer right now, is with Miracles and Grixis Control running 4+ basic lands, and Delver not as prevalent, those decks being more prevalent than Delver decks that run one basic land, I feel like you're losing a lot in that because I think it's rough when your opponent gets 2 basic lands and follows it up with a Jace or
yeah, I
something
agree.
Like
a lot more decks these days are able to deal with the Veteran Explorer trigger.
Who's this?
That is the Gitrog monster.
What? We're watching EDH. What is this? The Gitrog monster. Okay. It's a 6/6. It's pretty good. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice, unless you sacrifice a land, okay. You may play additional land on each of your turns. Whenever one or more lands are put in your graveyard. Okay. I mean, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I mean, is it better than that new demon that's a flying 6/6 trample surveil too?
Probably not. But
yeah, why isn't it deck running that?
Does some things.
But,
so he fetched here, so he's gonna get to draw. The Gitrog monster. Love it. It's great.
No GZS on the demon.
Can't green send it.
Okay, fair. That's
Bad
fair.
Island.
Fair. Alright.
So the awkward thing here is the Gitrog monster does not have trample.
I think I said the Gitrog monster's terrible. But
There's
I feel like there's a lot better stuff in Gitrog monster you can be playing. There's got to be some Abzan legends that are better than this guy.
Yeah, probably. Anytime a bad art is tapped for mana, it should be.
Maybe just threw that card out there. I want to know what he got. What is that card?
I think it's Jite. Could be wrong.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
Jite. So, Antiquity's War is set to go off next turn. Is he going to Deluge for 6? Deluge for 6. And didn't attack with his bird first.
He's sending messages. Have you ever seen the movie Scary Movie 4?
Plays a GTA. Oh, yeah.
Remember the scene where they meet the architect and they find out that the ring girl is the architect's daughter? And he basically says that the ring girl had like a tantrum. And like he's like, yeah, she had a tantrum and my wife decided to drown her in the well. I thought a timeout would be sufficient. That one was where like I felt like that toxic deluge was like a little bit. It was a little extreme.
A little excessive.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe Remy just doesn't like Remy is French, so maybe he's offended by the Gitrog monster. Maybe he thought that Dylan was insulting him by playing that card. That's something French people don't like being called frogs. For anyone at home.
Ooh,
okay. All right. Well. Can you not trigger Antiquity's War?
Oh, no.
Is it a mandatory?
It won't matter. It'll kill artifacts.
It's gonna kill his lands.
Yeah. Ouch. Wow.
It doesn't kill Jite though. Oh, he did it for the whole thing.
He did it for 2.
Okay.
He did it for enough. Put it that way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What a beating. So rough. That's exactly what Dylan needed to kind of get back into this, but Dylan has to follow it up now with a threat.
We need Gitrog monster number 2, his brother. Oh gosh, is that
Mirren,
one card?
Yeah.
Pull it up. I'll read it.
Right.
Oh. When another creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. Okay, that's a stupid mechanic. At the beginning of your end step, choose a target creature in your graveyard. If that card's terrible. This card's terrible. Why? He could play anything else other than this card. Hey, why would any human being play Marin of the Clan Nail Toth?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 4-drop 3/4 that does nothing.
Is that the experience counter one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you think of like 37 other cards that you can play
Ooh.
instead of this?
So
yeah, actually 37 is pretty accurate. Yeah.
Therapy takes care of the two Masters of Ethereum.
That's
Reveals Remy's hand, which is Karn Antiquities War, and a Baleful Strix.
I mean, it proves the fact that I think Dylan's got such a head start. He could play a 4-mana 3/4 vanilla card and just win with it. And I think you're going to see that happen. Oh, Tormod's Crypt. Your Mariner Planet Neltop isn't even good.
Oh, man. All right.
Okay.
Well, that's going to do it. Dylan takes the match.
I don't think. I mean, when you mean it's good Nick Fit, like I don't think it's like degrading for Nick Fit. Like, I think you'd rather just play a Planeswalker in that slot.
Yeah, I think
Vrask is better.
Marin can be a bit slow. I think
Jace is better.
Yeah, Marin I think is just way too slow. Like the games that you're winning, you're already winning.
Yeah, I feel like you're never gonna get where you want to be with the experience counters.
And yeah, you're just not gonna get to where you want to be with that. I'd much rather see Titania.
I'd rather see Golgari Finebroker.
Finebroker, yeah. Yeah.
Golgari Finebroker.
Yeah.
Me advocating the play of Ravnica cards.
6-mana Vraska is probably better.
I agree with you. I think 6-mana Vraska is better. I think 5-mana Vraska is better. I think 4-mana Vraska is better. 7-mana Vraska may be better. I don't know. Is there a 7-mana one? Probably. Vivian Reed's probably better.
Shines in list with Arbor and Steve.
I get it. My only thing is just like it dies the Swords of Plowshare. It dies the Fatal Push. I mean, thank God it doesn't die to Lightning Bolt, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't have a +1 effect. It doesn't have an ETB. Play this card for 4 mana and get something.
Sure.
I would rather play.
Yeah, I think like Lily the Last Hope is probably where you want to be with that DC.
Yeah. Even just like another Garrick or something, you know.
Sure.
Just something that has a little better evasion or something.
Sakura Tribe Elder is Steve. Sun Dodger. Well, that's round 2.
Already?
Some crazy games.
Are we only doing 3 rounds tonight, you know?
I don't know. I'd assume 4, but we can ask.
Oh yeah, would you ask?
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm a big fan of the Bug Nick Fit deck though. We can talk about that in a second. But I'm just gonna check where we're at. I like that deck, so we'll talk about that again.
Sounds good.
Because we've seen a lot of that stuff.
If he's on Abzan 4-drop, just play Rhino. Yeah, we saw Rhino already. So definitely was in the deck. That Pernicious Deed was brutal. Yeah, we have a Bug Nick Fit player right now in the room. We haven't. He was on camera, but we didn't really see his matches too much last round. Archon of Valor's Reach. I don't know if he's playing Archon of Valor's Reach. Yeah, Legacy's sweet, DC.
Hey, Calvin. All for Daria. That's my line, dude. We're going to beat the death.
Archon of Valor's Reach. Flying Vigilance, Trample 5/6. Enters the battlefield, choose an artifact, enchantment, instant sorcery, or planeswalker. Players can't cast spells of the chosen type.
What's this card?
Somebody was saying that this should be in the Rock Nick Fit as the top end.
Okay, sure. I'm kind of okay with it. It's interesting. In the 6-drop slot, Sigarda is like not bad too.
Yeah, Sigarda is great.
The Rock Nickfit. I mean, the Rock Nickfit deck's kind of interesting. Like,
Dramoka would be fine. Like,
yeah, I mean, the Rock Nickfit deck. What it struggles with is just like the quality of like cards in the end, because you get to play like a lot of 1-ofs that are pretty decent, but then you end up running in the problem of like your power level, and like this card's like fine, right? Because like you cast it. Let's say we're playing against Miracles, like we kind of have a problem because do we name sword? Do we name instant or sorcery?
Yeah.
The minute we name Swords of Plowshare, we get Terminus. The minute we name Sorcery, we get Swords of Plowshare.
For sure.
And that's where the issue with the deck comes, because it can't protect this stuff.
Yeah.
You've got Cabal Therapies and stuff. I guess the problem with Cabal Therapy is it doesn't hit Terminus. So I guess maybe in that regard you can hit Sorcery. I like the one thing I like about the Nickfic decks is its access to library and its mana acceleration.
Sure.
And I like the Bug Nickfic deck because you get to play Leovold, which I feel like is really good right now, and it generates you some card advantage. It runs a Tireless Tracker. It runs it runs 4 Brainstorm.
Yeah, Brainstorm is a great Magic card. Takes a lot to say, no, I'm not going to run Brainstorm in Legacy. Yeah. It's a game-ending threat that also can shut off half deck or better most of the times. Yeah, it's a really good card for sure. That's obviously dependent on the combo, but yeah. But I mean, if you're talking about the point that you've gotten to your 6 mana thing, like that's where you should be winning the game with that deck. Like I'm not sure what turn you're expecting to get off, like turn 3.
Which one?
The Archon. Like, what turn are you casting it on? 3?
I think it's 4 realistically. 4? Yeah.
So realistically, by turn 4, if the combo deck hasn't gone off by turn 4, then they're probably not.
Yeah, but there's like in these matchups, like you've got Cabal Therapy, so like you have time. And the thing is, it's just kind of like Maverick versus combo. Like you kind of already holding onto your seat a little bit, that they're going a little slower than usual.
Yeah.
So like, it's something. It gives you something. That's the thing is, it's just like there's a lot of times where you don't have anything. Scarab God's interesting in the Bug Nickfit deck.
Sure.
Tim thought about that. I told him no. I kind of stuck to the Spurling list a little bit more when Tim and I were kind of putting the deck together. Yeah, it seems good. I like this card. I think it's a fine card. I just think that this is the issue with the rock decks is the value. Like even when Tim was putting the deck together, its value card is the Brainstorms and like the Leovolds in a weird way.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of like playing a Painful Truce just so you could like rip 3 cards off and then kind of like reestablish yourself.
Sure.
I like it. It runs the 4 Brainstorms.
Yeah, and cards like Scarab God are just really nice value to have.
Yeah, it's a mana sink, which is the biggest problem with it. But at the end of the day, like, again, I guess I have this kind of strict rule, and it's not very fair. But like right now, I need to beat Miracles, and like my only problem with Scarab Guard is just like it just gets swords.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I get it. I get like it's a tough litmus test to beat.
It is kind of a Dice to Doomblade argument at the end of the day.
And then, but the same thing about it is just like I kind of want it to have value when it enters the play, and that's the one thing I do like about like these decks. I wish they had a little bit more of.
The problem to me with Dylan's deck is it seems very untuned. It seems like it's kind of all over the place with what it's trying to do. We saw cards like Neither Reliquary and Gitrog Monster and stuff like that, which are focusing more on like lands going to the graveyard type thing and like trying to get value out of the lands and not really focusing on the comes into play abilities.
Yeah.
We also saw cards like Recurring Nightmare and Primeval Titan, which are more towards that comes into play effect type thing. So it's kind of splitting off what you want to do.
Well, I mean, one thing I'll tell you about Dylan too, because I've been talking to him a few rounds, is like, I mean, Dylan really, I mean, his take on Legacy and my take on Legacy is a lot different.
Sure.
You know, and that's one thing. What I really liked about Dylan is he's playing these cards to have fun.
Oh yeah.
And like he loves these archetypes. He loves
perfectly fine.
And he even told me, he said the reason I like playing these decks is I get to play blah 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 cards.
You bet.
And you know what the thing is, like when you're playing with big mana like that and you can land the weird cards early,
you bet.
Sometimes you just win.
Yeah.
And like it's one of those things where like I think that's why the Nick Fit decks are popular, is because like you can do almost anything. I mean,
sure.
The other
you get
version,
to play some cool funky cards.
I mean, Nick's Fit is such a weird deck that you're running like the weird Academy Rectors and Dovescapes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like it gives you, I mean, like it is fun lines. And then if you look at the Bug Fit deck, that's pretty much the most competitive you can kind of get with the deck.
Sure.
You start playing 4 Brainstorms, 3 Leovolds, Green Sun, 1 Termagoyf, 2 Bobs, you know. But it's a fun deck for sure. Like I know Brian and Kyer had a lot of fun playing weird stuff. Yeah,
really fun deck to play. Like when you're going off and doing things, it feels awesome.
It's it's kind of sad because it's kind of an archetype that kind of like I think it's been around a while, but it's been kind of slowly just kind of been beaten down by power levels and stuff like that too.
Nick's Fit is your deck of choice?
My? No, it's his deck.
Yeah. Junk Fit with Rector.
My biggest problem with the Rector package is Surgical Extraction. With Surgical Extraction being valued so high right now, it's difficult like to really have a strategy that capitalizes on that, especially when you don't. It's not a Reanimator like strategy that's really bang bang bang. It's
Yeah. There are definitely ways that you can mitigate that. You can run cards like Silent Gravestone and the like, which help.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a problem. Cards like there's just so much graveyard hate that's out there right now that it's really hard to fight it all.
Yeah.
Like Surgical, I feel is almost the easier of them to like beat, as opposed to like Leyline or Rest in Peace or anything like that. Yeah. And just with how many of those are out there right now, it's just really hard to fight through them. Surgical should eventually
No, I don't
think
so. I think surgical.
I think it's fine. Like
I just can't see a world where surgical's not legal.
Yeah,
there's just too much stuff, too much shenanigans, and you can't say like there's cards that you board in to stop surgical. Like, I'm fine with Reanimator being kept in check. I really am. I'm fine with Dredge being kept in check.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just like, if you draw 2 Surgicals against Dredge, you should win. 100% of the time.
For sure.
We'll say 99% of the time. But, like, if you Surgical the right 2 things, which people sometimes forget, which is why Dredge has been doing well recently.
You bet.
But people will remember. People will write guides with what you need a Surgical.
Yeah.
And then we'll return to Dredge being in the shadows again, which I'm okay with. I really am.
Well, the thing is, when you're playing a deck like Dredge, you have to come with the mindset of, okay,
I'm going to win game 1.
I'm going to win game 1, 2, and 3. And I need to win one other game.
Yeah.
I need to test people's preparedness to fight against Dredge.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100%.
Yeah, that's basically what you're there to do.
I'm fine with Dredge's existence.
It's kind of similar with Black Red Reanimator, although Black Red Reanimator is a little bit more resilient in that regard.
Yeah.
But it's kind of similar.
You know what? I dedicate 4 slots. I run 3 Surgicals in Cage. Yeah. And like, you know what? The last league I 5-0'd in, you know what I played? I played Black Red Reanimator, 2 Dredges, a Bug, just Leovold, good stuff, Baleful Strix deck.
Sure.
And then I think I played Death and Taxes.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where those 3 games I played those guys, it was just like, you know what? I'm going to win.
Yep.
And the thing is, like, the deck I was playing is that stupid Bug list with Noble Hierarch and Stifle and freaking Bitter Blossom and weird stuff. But, like, you know what? Like, it just makes those matchups, like, trivial. It really does. And Surgicals is still good against other combo decks. I board them inverse. Cage is good against Elves and Aggro Loam and Green Sun decks. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, you know, I lived in the Tormod script world.
Sure.
We had to have like 3 or 4 Tormod script.
Definitely. Yeah.
And you know what? I enjoy that because we've chosen this format for a reason. And I don't care what anybody says. As much as Legacy's not the turn 1 format everyone jokes it is, we love that those decks exist. Because it allows us to play decks that run Force of Will, Spell Pierce, Daze, and Board Surgical. Yeah. And like, but the beauty of it is those decks, you know, fight each other. And like, that's my only thing. It's just like, I am happy that those decks are always going to be around, and I'm happy to dedicate those slots to them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I think that it's healthy for the format.
Yeah. And when people start cutting on graveyard hate, you know what I hope happens? I hope those decks start to flood the metagame, and I hope we see the tide push back.
It's kind of keep them honest.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is just like it's you know, if you don't pay attention to that stuff, that should creep back in. I understand. I get it. I get what you're saying. I really do. But I mean, it's kind of the life we have to live in now with it, and I just don't think we can ever take it back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about should Surgical have been printed as a card to begin with, that's something that you can argue.
I mean,
about.
Let's talk about its brother's mental misstep and
exactly.
What's the other one? Get Probe. Yeah. I mean, obviously there's problems with those cards. I mean, the one thing I know is free cards are really good. Yeah. There's a reason why Daze is really good. There's a reason why Force of Will is really good. There's a reason why Chancellor's good. There's a reason why Unmask is good. And they all seem to have the same thing. Oh, they're cheap. Yeah. There's a reason why Gurmag Angler is ridiculous. Yeah. Because he costs 1 mana.
Cheap or free. Noxious is...
Yeah, sure.
It's great design,
sure. I mean, Gutshot's not...
Yeah. You know, Gutshot's not seeing a play right
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's you know, certain tweaks and something make... I mean, there's a reason why Gaia's Cradle and Tolarian Academy are very good, and there's a reason why Serra Sanctum's mediocre. There's also a reason why Cabal Coffer sucks, you know?
All right, so we've got Bryce versus Jeff, and we've got Dylan versus Paul.
Let's watch Bryce versus Jeff.
That sounds like a good
spot. We got Jeff playing blue-white Stoneblade, which is something that's foreign to him that he's getting used to. And we got Bryce on a pretty sweet deck that him and Nate have been kind of playing around with.
Is he on the Arclight?
The Mardu Arclight deck, yeah. It's a pretty fun deck. And then, like I said, Jeff's probably going to hate me for putting on my camera.
That should be a fun matchup to watch.
So for you, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but the Mardu Arclight deck is, if you guys remember the Mardu Good Stuff deck, I think Mangucci just played it online. It's a different deck than this, but so it's got the Young Pyromancers, Faithless Looting, you know, Lingering Souls, all that stuff, and then it has 4 Arclight Phoenix in it. So obviously, you know, it's got another aspect to that deck. Shipping Courts, yeah. It's interesting the cards that just kind of get left behind.
For sure.
Like Werebear, right?
Yeah, Werebear.
Oh, poor Werebear. Werebear's just crying somewhere.
Or, God, what was that removal spell used to be played? It was like Smother, but not.
Oh, can you hide the magnet for him?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Smother, well, Smother was a card that used to be played a ton. You know why Smother was great? Why Smother was, like, very good removal? Kill Termagant.
Yeah.
Slash Panther. Remember when Slash Panther?
What a card.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
There you go, cool.
Got it.
There's a lot of cards that, like, time had just kind of passed them by. And it's kind of sad. Rock's Warmonk is the one that makes me the saddest.
Yeah, Rock's Warmonk. Yeah. Awesome card. All right.
Yeah, Rogue Delver. I think Mongoose is finally. I really think it has, and I love that card. I've got 3 foil ones, and they're like $50 each right now. Yeah. But like, it just unless you see an entire meta shift, it's just not that great anymore. But I think Rogue Delver's still a decent deck. I think there's things that can fit that slot better, and I think that's up for you guys to figure out because I'm working on it too. I'm not telling you my secrets.
I think the other interesting thing is we're quickly approaching that point with Tarmogoyf. You know, Tarmogoyf is
I think he's
becoming.
I think he's been there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you
you could make that argument.
I mean, if you look at my Bug Delver list at that 5-0, what's the card that I cut? I cut Tarmogoyf.
Yeah. It's kind of strange to say that that's where we are, but yeah, I really think that's where we are.
Dude, actually, I want to show HC Fox's deck. I want to see what he thinks of it. HC Fox, look at my
you have a
look at the last 5 or pull up the last 5-0s. I'm curious to see his opinion. He's someone who likes Stifle and those sort of weird decks.
Challenge?
No, it's the competitive Legacy League. It's
No, we'll go to the.
We gotta go to Goldfish. Yeah, go to Goldfish. Or I'll dictate the game. So Jeff with an early Ponder shuffle, which is a little scary. Goyf's still good. Zach, one of our players, plays Goyf a lot, and it's still just a big dumb guy, which does work. And sometimes you're able to protect it. It's still a good queen target, you know. It's just the problem is it's 2 mana. But like it's still a good queen, but you got to protect it. That's the thing is, and a lot of times in those decks that protect the queen, tapping out for 2 mana is a little stressful. Scroll down. Click on the 1027 one. I think it was 1020 actually. There I am. Z News. Dimir Delver. They call it Dimir Delver. This is a joke. Okay. I don't know why this deck's called Dimir Delver. It runs green cards. Look at me. Also, if you played me in MTGO and I made fun of you or said something mean, I'm not sorry. And if you ever see me in real life, I'll buy you a beer. I'm not apologizing for anything. Okay. Yeah, Bryce has got some pretty neat stuff. Bryce is big into the Guru stuff, so you're gonna You may see some Bryce altars.
Lots of great altars,
and you're gonna see some nice basic lands too.
He's got Guru Island as well.
Or my Dimir Delver. I like how they call that deck Dimir Delver. That's the worst name you can give that deck. It doesn't make sense. It's got green. Yeah, it's got more green than black.
For sure.
Oh. It's got
Dimir Delver.
No, it's got about the same. Yeah, whatever. It's got close. I mean, it's got 5. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. All right. I should have paid attention. I built the deck. I like how the person who built the deck has no idea what this deck is. I literally built this deck and said, I'm going to O2, but I want to play Dark Thresh and just have some funds, and I'm going to play Leovold, and I'm going to cut Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
And I told myself, I'm going to throw in a Snapcaster, just because. And I'm also going to only play 3 removal. And then they featured it on the Dead format, and they were like talking about how like this deck is cool. This deck doesn't make sense. It's like the Chewbacca defense. Bad check. So Stoneforge having the Battle Skull undeterred is pretty big here.
For sure. And being able to keep the Liliana off the board is a strong spot for Jeff to be in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The thing with Bryce is his deck. Okay, it runs Fatal Push, I think, but you know, I don't think he can beat the Batter Skull.
Yeah, it's really rough, especially game 1. I'm assuming Bryce has cards like Wear Tear for game 2.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you're going to see that, or whether it's a Braid or anything like that. I think the issue with that one is Bryce's hand was kind of dependent on that Liliana. It looks like, and it got forced a little pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and then Stoneforge just bringing in the Batter Skull. You know, having no sort of deterring it is going to be rough.
Sure. Well, hopefully we can see a bit of a better start there for the next game. Why is that doing that?
I asked Nate, HC Fox. He's the one who likes it.
Hold on. There we go.
What are we looking at? Tumble magnet?
I'm trying to get
Do we just want to show people tumble magnets?
I mean, it was so crazy that it had to be.
Play this card or die. Tumble magnet or
Legacy staple tumble magnet.
What is that card he's got tapped?
Tapped? Oh, Strangleroot Geist. 2/1 haste undying.
Oh, is it that guy again?
Yeah. So Paul is crop rotating. He's got Tabernacle out already. Double Grove, if he ever gets a Punishing Fire, he'll be able to take care of the smaller threats pretty easily. Up through like the 4 toughness creatures.
Sure.
Gets a Thespian stage. I wonder if he just has interesting, okay. He's got Gamble. That's gonna grab Loam.
He's hellbent, so it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
This game looks like it's pretty much over.
Yeah, Paul's pretty close to just having the game locked up with Merit Lage, I think, but obviously have to make him play it out.
What's our other match at?
Still
sideboarding.
Yeah.
Is Kyrie still here? I wonder, because look like
Might
he
left.
left. If we only have 8 people, we may just do 3 rounds. What do you think?
They said 4.
Oh, they did they?
Yeah. They said 4.
Return to Ravnica. That's the last that they just printed, right?
RTR was the one before, but
the only thing I got was I just got the Assassin's Trophy and the New Nebraska. I got one of the New Nebraskas. I got my Assassin's Trophies.
Assassin's Trophies are going to be good.
Yeah.
Arc-like Phoenix has potential to be good.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hit or miss. Like it's not going to be insane. I don't think at this point there's really much that you have to speculate.
Is Brian MTGing right now?
Yeah, he probably is.
Brian.
Gosh.
What are you doing? Brian's 0-0 right now. Yeah. I mean, that was just the basic stuff. I actually did really well with Scarab God and Vraska's Contempt and a Search for Escanta last time around.
Alright, so Faithless Looting. Starting things off.
This is where, he's got options to discard. He's got the Phoenix and the another Faceless Looting or Lingering Souls. So these Faceless Looting's not quite the negative one it usually is. So we see a Lingering Souls and a Lango. So
not a bad looting.
Yeah, I mean playing 2/1/1 Spirits for 2 mana is not bad on turn 2.
For sure.
Just not. In this matchup, from Jeff's perspective, Surgicals will probably come in. Your True Name is already the biggest problem for Bryce, even though Battleskull, you saw Bryce doesn't have a lot of ways to interact with True Name, so it'll be interesting to see if he brings in some sort of Marsh Casualties answer. I think, in all fairness, it just favors Jeff in a lot of different ways, because I feel like, again, his power level of stuff just becomes a little bit better.
Sure. Here comes a Stoneforge on Jeff's side.
Probably just get Batterskull again. Or just, okay, it was like the Organ of Tundra. Yeah, I think that card's good. That was a good call.
Jite. Okay. I could definitely see Jite.
I like Batterskull here. I get the spirit tokens, but I think Batterskull just beats all of his creatures. And I think there's probably a possibility of this Stoneforge getting killed anyways.
Sure.
So maybe Jeff is thinking that, and maybe he's got the True Name. So maybe he's thinking about the 3/4 True Name play. But
you know, at the end of the day, I feel like you shuffle away the first equipment most of the time.
Yeah.
So I think I would have probably still preferred to get Battle Skull. That's on the safe side of things too. We get to keep up Flusterstorm and Spell Pierce for the Abrade or the Wear Tear next turn if it gets untapped.
Can't tell what that is. Might be a young pyromancer.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so Jeff's gonna pass. The one thing about this play is he doesn't have the third mana to hold up the Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm, which is significant because the Wear Tear / Abrade just flats out kills whatever artifact. Yeah, it's true. I just got 2 Savannas today. God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about my Savannas.
It's gonna be fun to watch you
Play Maverick. You can't wait till I throw my deck against the wall
It's
after
gonna
I lose
be
show and
great.
tell. Or I get Terminus.
I'm excited.
I actually am excited too. The one thing I want to give myself credit for that no one gives me credit for is if you look at since Deathrite got banned, as someone who played only Grixis Delver, I've played a ton of decks since the Deathrite ban.
For sure.
Yeah, if you look at all my 5-0 lists since Deathrite's been banned,
oh yeah,
it's like all different decks. It's so weird.
I just 5-0'd with Tin Fins the other day.
That's a deck I wish we had like a Tin Fins player here.
I'm working on it. I'll get
Nate,
there,
Nate was playing it. I mean, he did really well.
Yeah.
And then he played me, and he, I think he missed sideboard game 2, and if he didn't miss sideboard game 2, I was in big trouble. And
yeah,
I think he would have beat me.
It's really kind of intense, like some of the lines you have to play through.
No, absolutely. I think it's an underrated deck.
Here comes a Collective Brutality, pitching Lingering Souls. So 2 modes, kill your Stoneforge and Duress.
He's going to force.
He's going to force.
I like that. And that is Young Pyromancer. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I like that because it does give the opportunity, if he has the Batter Skull in hand already, to drop it. This is interesting because I would have got Batter Skull if he had the force. Because you can, you know how I kind of told you the line about you.
You were thinking he'd go 3, play True Name,
because
4,
JT is. But I still got Batter Skull because you blend the Batter Skull and there's nothing on Bryce's board that can do anything to Batter Skull.
Sure.
Once you hit the 3rd land, your Batter Skull is protected. But if you had the force anyways, again, like my line of having the 3 lands and the Flusterstorm, like I that's my only thing. And when Jeff watches this, it's better. Okay, look at so that's the reason why he got JT is he had Batter Skull.
Had it already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is that's a lot of tokens.
Yep. Pyromancer in play, able to get an extra token.
Poor Jeff missing that 3rd land's huge because he would have been able to have 4th land. There's a True Name in his hand too.
Sure.
I mean, Jeff is just missing land. At this point, if we get the 3rd land and play True Name, and then get the land, and we can just play Jitte, like I think he's going to run away with it.
I think even just Jitte on the Batter Skull here is.
I would attack.
Pretty good.
I like the idea of trading 4 guys for the Batter Skull. I would send them in. It gives a big life point swing too. Gives you 4 life. Right now, Jeff's got to be thinking, I'm winning with this True Name with this Jitte.
You got to clear the board eventually. Anyway.
This Batter Skull's going to get me there, but he's going to buy time. You know.
I
like this. I if I'm Jeff, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the 4 spirits come across the air and hit me for 4 and negates that, but that means we're going to send the Batter Skull right back.
No, that's fine. You keep your life total high.
Jitte will come in too. Keep in mind, Jitte comes in this turn.
You bet.
At this point, you have to tell yourself, you lose to the Abrade, you lose to the Wear and Tear, but let's just put on our big boy pants and let's just go for it. We've missed 2 land drops. We're not getting there anytime soon with the way the board's looking.
Yeah. If Jeff gets 1 more land this next turn, he's also able to equip Jitte and hold open swords, which could be relevant.
Yeah.
Bryce with a lot of mana. Looks like he's going to flash back Faithless Looting.
Bryce's position is not easy either. I mean, he's stuck in an interesting spot where Jeff has a Batter Skull and a True Name and Jitte coming. So Bryce has got some work to do. He's done a really good job of building a good foundation to win the game through it. And you know, if he can get these Arclight Phoenixes on board, he may just
Looks
run
like
away
he's
with it.
got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so-
then I think the air is going to clog it up too much, or it won't matter.
Wow. Okay, so double Phoenix coming back this turn.
Great play from Bryce. I mean, you know, he's going to get 2 Phoenixes back, so we're going to see 10 damage in the air, and that should be game, right? Because
Wow. All right, so if GT comes in, it's 10 damage in the air. Jeff falls to 4, goes back up to 8 on the attack. GT equipped.
so he'll gain a total of pretty much 8 from the
He's
attack.
just gonna swords a Phoenix.
I think that's fine. Again, Jeff's got to draw
So
the land.
7 damage coming through in the air.
Yeah.
Goes to 7.
Don't be shocked to see Bryce block a Battle Skull now, though.
Oh, for sure. I think Bryce does have lethal on the crackback too. Given that he has all those Pyromancer tokens just hanging out.
That sword's not what you want to see. He needed the land.
Yeah, being stuck on 2 lands here has really been kind of the story of the game.
That's something to be said. As much as Stoneblade can operate off a lower mana because of Stoneforge, at the end of the day, it's a blue-white control deck. And really, Stoneforge is your kind of value pressure engine. And the way you're going to win is usually through Jace and True Name equipped with Voltron. And, you know, and that's the part he's missing. He's missing the lands to do that. And, like, one thing about control decks you always hear is they aim to hit their land drops. And missing his land drops is the reason he's going to lose this game.
Here comes Thoughtseize.
I think you take I think it almost doesn't matter, but I think Jite and True Name are probably in the running here.
Yeah, for sure. You really don't care about Jace. You really don't care about Force of Will.
Yeah, you're probably right, H.E. Fox. It was one of those things where I think the Swords was a decently conservative play, though. I think the next line is he just plays True Name, and then he hopes he draws the 4th land the next turn. Not great either way, right? I mean, you're kind of you're bruised up a little bit, and you're in the corner, and you need a lot to happen. But you know, you really can't take away anything from Bryce. Bryce did a good job of doing what he needed to do.
All right, so sword equip in for 6. Kill the Phoenix.
Batterskull's going to gain a lot of life here because the sword.
He still could pull this off from here. It's a tough road to go through. Batterskull having vigilance is super relevant.
How do you equip the sword? Do you have enough mana for it?
He end of turn
Okay, I'm a turn behind it. In my head.
riled it in.
I think a play that Bryce has got to think of. Yeah, the Pyro tokens are getting scary, but this Batterskull is holding him back pretty easily. A play that Bryce has got to be hoping for is now the Force is going to stop any spell, right?
Sure.
Bryce needs to somehow... Yeah.
Bryce needs to get either more flying attackers or...
Do you think maybe he bolts the Stoneforge and that's a little better? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was thinking Bolt the Stoneforge might have been the way to go, but...
He was putting pretty good pressure in there, you know?
I think Bryce saw an opportunity for 2-turn lethal, and that's why he went
I think
to
he
the
went
base.
for it too. I think with these non-blue decks, I think you have to do that more often than not.
Yeah,
I think with a blue deck, you can recap Brainstorm Ponder
for
and
sure.
stuff like that. But I think overall, I think you're kind of priced into playing like this. There's his 3rd land. True Name is going to be really big here.
Yeah, the window is definitely closing.
I mean, attack.
Have to attack. Bryce cannot block. Down to 3. Sword should trigger. Do you shoot Pyro? Yeah. Okay. Young Pyro down, draw a card.
Either way, what ends up happening here, I think there's something to be said. Yeah, I was about to say is really we kind of talked about the power level of why the Mardu decks never were able to really get that tier 1. It's because at the end of the day is you're playing good value cards, but your opponent gets to play cards like True Name and Force of Will and Brainstorm and Ponder. And, you know, and even though it's the white cards and the equipments have been doing the well, it's the archetype built around them. We saw Batterskull take game 1, and we saw Batterskull take game 2.
Yeah.
Bryce needed the Cooligans command. You see him with the Cooligans command, or he needed that artifact removal. Jeff jammed it in the window when he could and forced when Bryce tapped out. So
Jeff takes the match. Yep. So we'll slide on over here and get caught up on what's going on.
Siege Rhino. Gosh.
We got Siege Rhino coming in. Paul down to 10. Veteran Explorers to play, and then pass. We've got Pithing Needle in play. Not sure what it's naming. Might be naming Thespian Stage. We see 3 stages in play. Could also be Workshop. 4th stage. Wow.
When it comes to Modern, I'm just so clueless. I can't give you guys any guidance. I played it once, and I went like 3-1 with the Blue-White Miracles. The deck was like super fun. I've lost a Tron. Modern looks really fun. It's just a format I just don't want to get my feet into.
There's just not enough time in the day to play all the formats, so pick and choose.
I like Legacy, and I like every once in a while playing Arena. Is that it?
I think that's it. I think Paul was able to show Loam, and that was good enough for...
Or did he just...
It's hard to say.
Oh, I don't know. Or did Dylan just
he
win
might have been dead.
Yeah,
just not enough.
Because Siege Rhino?
Yeah, he was at 5. He had a factory in play. Needle might have been on factory.
Maybe Dark Depths got surgical or something. Maybe we missed that. I don't know.
Could be.
Well, they're shuffling again, so it's probably game 3.
So going on to a game 3 would be my guess.
Price of Progress. Like I just have a problem with that card because all the decks I want to play didn't run Wasteland. That's my only thing. And they run Stifle and Wasteland.
Very macabre.
Blue-Red Delver, it's another deck I've been working on. But I play 4 Wasteland, 4 Stifle, and Vortex, and I have 2 Price of Progress in the board.
Blue-Red Delver is severely underplayed, I think. Like,
yeah, but it's just like, you know what I end up doing? I end up putting in Splashing Black for Bitter Blossom, and then I end up telling myself I really want some Gurmag Anglers. Yeah. It's good, and like I like it because like your mana base is more protected. I was running 2 Snapcaster, and then I told myself, why don't I just play 1 Jace too? And I started playing 1. You know,
you just keep creeping that mana curve up.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, as you can see, like I'm playing a lot of decks that are running Stifle and Wastelands right now.
Yeah.
Because, but I like. There's 2 different versions of Blue-Red Delver. There's the Burn Delver version with like.
Yeah, more of a counter burn.
Yeah, type. And then I kind of like the Blue-Red Delver tempo version still.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier mana base. I really like the idea of.
It's like Dylan must have got that game because Paul went first.
Yeah. If I was getting serious about stuff right now, I'd be playing Grixis Delver. But right now, I just want to like try to brew and
fun.
Figure stuff out
for sure.
And figure, there's certain cards I think are criminally underplayed. One of them being Noble Hierarch. Even though Terminus is in the format, I just kind of like, what are cards that stops Terminus in my mind? One of them's Stifle. So what am I doing? Playing a lot of Noble Hierarch Stifle decks, like stuff like that. Yeah.
Bryce, it's time for you to sleeve up double Chandra Torch of Defiance.
Why? I'm not sure. I don't know. Bans. That's another. I'm debating trying either a New Horizon build or a Advanced Stoneblade build. You remember New Horizons?
No, I don't.
New Horizons. It was a band deck that ran Noble Hierarch, Stifle, Rock Swarmonk, Neither Reliquary.
Oh, yeah, that deck. Yeah. It
ran Days too.
God.
It didn't run Delver though.
Delver didn't exist.
That was a deck.
Yeah. I like Stoneblade. I just find Stoneblade. Trust me, Esper Blade is like secretly my favorite deck. I just feel so weak. Like I'm fine with the Miracles matchup. I'm not fine with the Grixis Control matchup. I'm not thrilled about the combo matchups. And that's kind of why I'm not thrilled about Stoneblade right now. I was like really trying to make USA Stoneblade, not USA Stoneblade, sorry, USA Delver. Like that's a deck I took to Richmond, and it just got, I don't know. My weakest card I felt like was generally my Lance.
So Dylan is
Come on, Brian! You lost the first one. He doesn't even know he can tell. Oh, Brian! Oh no.
Oh, no.
Brian lost his first MTGO game. Everybody.
Brian.
I hope he's watching the stream as he's doing that. We know.
Broadcasting to the world. So Ghost Quarter on the stage.
Yeah, I'll probably look at Bant soon too. I like Noble Hierarchy. For gosh sakes, I'm putting Noble Hierarchy in decks that don't play white.
I was kind of thinking it'd be funny to run just kind of a throwback no Bant deck.
Yeah. Problem with that is just so much blue right now.
That is a Strangleroot Geist. Legacy staple Strangleroot Geist.
I don't understand what the card is. We're just gonna pretend like it's a backwards kitchen things.
It's a green 2/1 haste. You're not quite
wrong
with that.
The backwards kitchen things.
2/1 haste Undying.
Oh, Brian, what happened, Brian? Why'd you lose? Come on,
Brian. How could you lose to blue-green post?
Come on, Brian. Oh, Brian. Brian did have a good vintage finish though, so you gotta give him credit. 7-3.
Not bad, yeah.
Brian doesn't play a lot of vintage, so you gotta respect the fact going 7-3 in a format he's not quite immersed in. So,
for sure.
You know, he's struggling on MTGO Legacy right now, but he did pretty well on vintage today. So, yeah, you know, Brian, we don't take excuses here. So I don't care if he had 3 Thought-Knot Seers or if he had 7.
Green Sun for 2.
I don't care if he had all 4 Frozen Grips.
Grab Scavenging Ooze. That's a good one.
Yeah, very good. It's gonna. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a green mana. I like how this deck is just like, yeah, whatever I want to.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, Green Sun Zenith, I don't know what it's going to get. Do you? Like, it could be anything. It's wonderful.
True.
Right, so he gets to untap with the Scavenging Ooze. Probably going to eat that.
Are you playing Food Chain tomorrow, Brian? And have you convinced Gordon to play Storm without Elves tomorrow? Because that would be a really good thing. You could confirm both those facts. I would enjoy it. I'm assuming Gordon's in the room with you right now. That's why I say that.
Eat Loam. Happens. In for 2. Kind of surprised not to see Scavenging Ooze attack as well.
I don't know.
He has Factory to block, so that's probably why.
He won't listen to you. God. No. Oh. Tell him stop. Gosh.
So you're saying it's
trying to help him.
It's not too late.
Can he hear us?
He can switch
Put
to
us
Storm.
on speaker. Gordon, it's I don't want to offend anybody. It's who's like an old like religion that doesn't exist. Hey, it's the guy from Zoroastrianism. Not God, but somebody else, friend of God. Just want to let you know, I may have talked to him and he told you not to play elves. He wants you to play Storm. That's all I got to say about that.
Uh-oh.
Okay, back to this.
So a quick 2020 ends Dylan's game.
Yeah.
So Paul takes the match 2-1.
Go gunk yourself. Gosh.
That's aggressive.
I know. We're trying to help him.
That is aggressive.
Brian, you know what? There's times where you have to do things for your friends that tell them that you love them. Go knock Gordon out with like a lamp and then sleeve Storm up for him. and then put the elves deck in your backpack and don't give them back to him. You need to do what needs to be done
until he's registered.
Oh.
All right, so that's 3 rounds down. One more to go.
One more to go. Yeah. But did they respond, or they just said thanks?
I said thanks. They said 4.
Yeah, I think Bryce's real name is Michael. I want to say that out loud.
Extra pay, what a guy.
I think you know why he runs Extra Pay? Come on, say it.
Why?
He doesn't have surgicals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Extra pay has some interesting value. Like,
yeah.
Means they can't can't
Tell them to play Food Chain.
play Food Chain.
I'm gonna use the rest of the room real quick. I'll leave you alone.
You run Extra pay to still lose to counterbalance. Yeah. Hey, it could be the Loam him trying to draw a card in response.
Hey, there's only this many people because they drop. So we sure
Gotcha.
we're just gonna get a lot of repetitiveness.
I think they're gonna do it, but we'll see.
We'll see. I'll ask. Let me ask.
Yeah. It's all fun games until Chromatic Sphere draws a card. Yeah. Chromatic Sphere is awesome like that. Used to run that in Doomsday to make sure that Labman gets to win. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's nice to see you all. If you guys haven't already, we try to do this every Tuesday and Friday. If you want to get notifications when we're live, go ahead and give us a follow or a subscription, and that'll let you know when we're going live. And we're pretty much all Legacy all the time here. Sometimes we throw in a occasional different thing. Okay.
Everyone, because the other guys
sounds good.
Yeah. So, are you okay with that?
Yeah, it's cool.
Sure. You look sad.
Well, I mean,
Are you sad?
yeah, of course I'm sad.
You're sad?
It's
All 45
less
people?
Legacy, man.
Yeah, we're only going to do 3 rounds tonight.
So, yeah, only going to be 3 rounds tonight.
Hey,
so.
Brian, are you there? Brian, hey, Brian, we're going to do 3 rounds, and you're playing MTGO. Is there any way you could flip the stream to that? We can still watch Legacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Brian, calling Brian. Brian Anderson. We had this interesting Legacy tonight, talking about diverse, weird stuff.
Some really cool decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
yeah. Hey, Brian, what do you think of that? We're pretty much done for the night on streaming, and is there any way you could turn on the stream on your side and have them do that league with you? Oh, bro, hey, oh, darn it. Don't have my gear. I am too. Hey, what are you saying, guy? You're the guy who's playing elves tomorrow.
Well, thank you for joining us. 3 rounds in the books. That's going to do it for us.
It was a fun 3 rounds. So.
Yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully next Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, we're out.